Hello. So I'm gonna use my Banksy Tarot and this character oracle. Okay, I'm gonna see what the message is for today. We got Embrace the World right here at the bottom of the deck. Somebody could be trying to figure out as much as they can about a situation right now that they're desiring to embrace, and they're getting to a position where they're receiving the information that they're desiring of in order to not be concerned or afraid in a situation, okay, that you or they or whoever this could be is facing, okay. And okay, sorry. Sorry, I was just eating salsa. It's delicious, but not okay. Anyway, I made this mango salsa, so good. Anyway, we got self-analysis coming out, so somebody could be taking a look at themselves in a different way. They could be seeing themselves from someone else's perspective and paying attention to, you know, the actions that they're partaking in, what they've, you know, formed for themselves in what their expression is, right? And they're kind of taking a second to, you know, really address the effects of those behaviors, okay? And we have breaking the rules, okay? So somebody could be kind of getting to a position where they're choosing to alter, you know, the course of, you know, what it is that they've had been partaking in, okay? So we got this one, you know, and then they're kind of maybe choosing to make a difference or change, you know, with the position that they are in, okay? We have out of the box and overcoming conflict. Aww. So somebody's kind of seeing things, you know, from that different perspective of, you know, what it is that they had been kind of maybe controlled by or influenced by, you know. They could have been recognizing, you know, a certain system that had been in place that they are no longer in alignment with, okay? And we have overcoming conflict, okay? So someone could be really kind of getting to a position where they want to stand in solidarity and with love with the issues that they're facing at this point. Wow, that's really necessary at this point. Okay, so somebody, it says adulting here and now. They are, you know, no longer wanting to allow for certain pains to continue, and you know, they're looking at things through a more innocent viewpoint right here, okay? You know, with this, it's like there's a, you know, danger right there for that being, right? And somebody could be wanting to alter that course and no longer, you know, allow for this type of loss of innocence, okay? And they're wanting to do what they can at this point to shift the outcome, you know, like what would you do if you saw that, but you know, balloon flying away? Like, would you, if you were able, you go and you grab it, you know what I mean? So it's like somebody could be paying attention to the change of, you know, change within them of what it is that they're needing to do. Okay, and it says right here, listen to your gut. Okay, so somebody could be, you know, with all of these cards, you know, each adult basically that has been shown is, you know, having somebody in uniform, right? You know, so you could be, you know, if this is you, you could be someone who is in a position of authority in some way, or, you know, you could be dealing with someone who is shifting their perspective. They could be in a position of authority, but they're altering their outlook, okay? And recognizing that, you know, what different aspects that they've been embracing, like that's a trash bag, you know what I mean? So like what different things, you know, people had been finding as superior or, you know, of high value. They could be recognizing that these, you know, this is untrue, and, you know, the system that they had been, you know, enforcing basically is, you know, not in alignment with their true values, okay? This is crazy. Let's see, what else do you need to know? Okay, and somebody's wanting to embrace the aspects of change that they could be recognizing. It could be strange, a strange feeling for them, but they are wanting to really kind of go through this situation with that change and see, you know, how, you know, see the outcome of that awareness, okay? So we got necessary selfishness. So somebody could be kind of like, you know, choosing intentionally to make this shift, you know, for themselves to feel, you know, that sense of fulfillment or aspect of being proud of the shift that they're creating. Okay, it says laugh now, but one day we'll be in charge. They've looked at things from a different angle. And this is weird because it reminds me of a download kind of thing that I got earlier, but I'm not really ready for that to get into it yet. But so somebody could be kind of seeing the primitive behaviors that had been occurring, and they're, you know, wanting to be part of the shift that is occurring. Right here we got coming out of the closet. They could even be in a position where they're expressing themselves openly, and they could be recognized that there are other people, you know, that they are associated with that are on the same page and having the same desires. Oh, and it could be, you know, surprising in a way that it actually shifts and alters the course, okay? We have tearing down the walls, you know, with new, you know, loving expressions. And it's laughter will bury them, and says embrace the world. So you know, if you are recognizing that there's certain difficulties that you're facing, you know, creating a sense of elevation within your energy, you know, could be enough to help diminish the difficulties that you're facing. And it could also be something where you are recognizing, you know, with this action, you are also going to be receiving the support and the recognition of the actions and the changes that you've made, you know. So you're going to be receiving support from the world, you know, from others that are, you know, in appreciation of these changes. So wow. If you're seeing this message, then you're definitely going through some, you know, it could be, excuse me, a lot of ins and outs with, you know, how to create a balance for yourself with how to feel comfortable moving forward. But it definitely seems that the focus you have at this point, the awareness that you've formed, is important, okay? There could be some type of message that this is, you know, a shift or a message that this could be showing others that'll allow others to know that there is a change apparent, okay? And it could be helping, you know, with people who are really having a bleak outlook on, you know, the situations that are occurring at hand right now. And this really reminds me of like all the nonsense that's been going on in the world. And I had been wanting to do a reading, but you know, in regards to these things, but it's like, that's kind of a lot, right? A lot of different things to get into, and I definitely don't have the political know-how to feel, you know, fully comfortable with the awarenesses or the truths that I could be forming or whatever, you know. But this seems like it's definitely somebody with some position of authority that could be creating new awarenesses and wanting to create the shift that they can envision, okay? Let's see what else we have. Okay, what do we need to know in this situation. Okay. Let me see. What question can I propose? Oh. So what for the highest timeline, highest good, you know, can we find right now that would assist in this person to help navigate their way through? Okay. There's a need for somebody to really get to a deeper level of understanding with what the truth is in a situation. You know, it says rigor, study, experiment, exploration, explorer of the truth, and researcher. So somebody could really benefit from, you know, getting to a greater depth of understanding. Like, this is what I tell my kids all the time. Like, it's like you're going to school to fill your own brain, you know, fill your own awareness with the knowledge that you need to know to be able to handle whatever situation that you come across, you know. So it's not about just kind of like checking the boxes and you know, answering correctly with the multiple choices or whatever, you know, but just kind of getting to a greater depth of understanding with within the research or awareness that you are associated with, you know, in order to feel confident with the choices that you're making. And we have soldier, guardian of nations, loyalty, honor, integrity, selfless service. So this could be something that you keep in mind, you know, get to a greater depth of understanding, and you know, see that this is you know, that like it's what am I saying? what's the word right now? That this is like an important position for you to embrace for yourself, so that you can, you know, get the job done that is desired of, you know, so that you can kind of feel content with, you know, what it is that you're working for and towards, and stay, you know, keep yourself motivated. Okay. It says weaver of blueprints, planning, design, supervision, and construction. So you could be moving into a position where you are, you know, devising a plan or creating a new awareness, and you're, you know, coming into a leadership position. There could be certain risks that you need to, you know, manage your way through, but it will be bringing you to a position where you can feel secure and content with the role that you've assumed at this point. Okay. It says keeper of justice. Okay, you could be defending, you know, what you know to be, you know, right and true. And there's definitely some type of strategy that could be being utilized. This is the second card right here. But, you know, the situation is going to be, you know, calling for bravery, heroism, sacrifice. You know, somebody really knowing what it is that they're doing when it comes to their own physical ability or the efforts that they're putting, you know. So yeah, that's interesting. So these could all be things that help to motivate you, right? You know, like if you were to get to a greater understanding of what the goal you have in mind is, you know, then you can you know, feel more confident with the process or the steps that you're taking. And, you know, when it comes to standing up for what's right and true, you know, there is an aspect of courage that you're going to be needing to embrace for yourself. Okay. This sounds like I'm not going to say anything. We got, but we have captain. Okay. Another leadership position. Excuse me, where it says navigator of destiny, objective, and decision making. So you are, you know, could be getting to a position where you're really embracing the journey of, you know, what this means to you and wanting to see this all the way through. Okay. You could find that this is some type of spiritual or sacred mission that has been lit within you. Okay. And you're going to be maintaining yourself and keeping the faith. Okay. There could be a lot of compassion and empathy in this situation, okay? But we have a, let's see, spiritual seeker, singer, and writer. So you could be somebody who is really wanting to, you know, take action that you feel is aligned. You're wanting to create harmony and also be able to help others, you know, by sharing the stories and expressing truths that are, you know, communicating what others are needing to know. Okay. But yeah, you are, you know, possibly in a position where you are wanting to, you know, evoke emotion from others and, you know, create a resonance for others to kind of tune into. This could have been a situation that you had been avoiding for a long time, having an inner awareness or knowledge within you, but you'd been avoiding your own feelings and possibly turning to different substances or, you know, as a manner of avoiding them or your feelings. But at this point, you've kind of gained another perspective. You've watched and observed for long enough, and at this point you are wanting to embrace what you feel is, you know, the direction that your fate is meant to go, and you're ready to, you know, relieve yourself from certain addictions or addictive behaviors and move forward with this possibly anxiety-inducing change, all right? But you're also embracing a selfless love, okay? You're wanting to allow for a different level of nurturing, okay? And you're wanting to bring comfort into others' lives. So instead of it being something that you had been, you know, holding yourself back from, you might have been able to get to a different perspective of, you know, what your change in actions might mean to others and how it might make a difference, okay? You're wanting to see, you know, have new experiences, be surrounded in different environments. You're not really wanting to have the same negativity and pain that you've been dealing with and all the different, you know, illusionary aspects, and you're wanting to, you know, really move forward on towards this adventure that you're, you know, possible adventure of sorts, right, that you are being led to go towards, okay? So, okay, there could be different people in your path that come in and possibly help to guide you, okay? There could be chance encounters or mutual aids along the way. And it could even be helping to keep you empowered when it comes to what it is that you have envisioned within the actions that you're taking or wanting to take, okay? You could also have other people come into service with you to help assist you. And you could be helping to guide them in the same understanding or awareness in order to create, you know, situations that are, you know, alleviating the problem instead of compounding it, right? And there's definitely this kind of guide or coach type of dynamic. You could be, you know, having these other people engage in an awareness as well that helps to extend and expand on what it is that you're doing. Instead of it having to be only physically you could be having other people embrace the same process. Oh, that's funny. And yeah, start to create the community that you had been, you know, or that you could benefit from once you take these actions, okay? You could be dealing with certain broken bonds or deceit in different situations, and you're noticing different transactional relationships dynamics, and that could be something that you are wanting to release yourself from instead of having to constantly kind of look over your shoulder in a way, where you are knowing who it is that you're associating with and not being able to trust. You know, you could be wanting to release that from your life and move forward with, you know, a greater sense of intention with your relationship dynamics and the activity and actions that you are allowing yourself to be a part of. Okay. Okay, so you could be coming into a position where you're definitely, you know, coming in and being a problem solver when it comes to different complex systems. You could be creating new changes and innovations and really releasing yourself from situations that are not bringing beauty into the world, and you know, releasing yourself from different aspects that you've been attached to that you are no longer in association with. Okay, let's see. There's been a lot of growth and, you know, innovative changes that have occurred. Somebody has a strength and a vitality within, you know, the desires within them, and at this point they're kind of recognizing that they're navigating on, you know, they are getting into the driver's seat on the pathway that they had been guided towards. Okay, we have safe package that could be something. I was gonna say passage but we have safe passage and welcome. So, you know, someone could be kind of recognizing that this is, you know, the pathway that they were meant to be going, and that they have protection. Okay, they are, my goodness, they are coming into, or you could be coming into a position where you are, you know, a guardian of others. You're taking care of others, and you're, you know, taking the authority within yourself, knowing that, you know, you are in the position of the person, you know, you are the position, the person in position who's needing to make the change in order for those things, the direction to really shift and alter. And you are cultivating the changes that you had been guided towards. Okay, you're kind of getting ready and up for the challenge, and really paying a lot more attention to the guidance that you're receiving and wanting to create from this. Okay, yeah, right here we got the Magician. Okay, so you could be recognizing that you are at this point coming into a position where you are co-creating with the universe, and it's not just some type of, you know, maniacal inner thought process, but something that you're truly being guided towards with intention. Okay, and you are going to be someone who is helping steward in a purification of sorts, in a way where, you know, you are making the changes that are necessary, that are kind of moving away from unaligned behaviors. Okay, and you are making sure that you're providing a service for others who are unable to do so, while also educating and creating the change. Okay, hold on a second. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Why is this way? That's weird. Oh wait, I was not good. Anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? Oh wow, yeah, I remember now. So somebody could be really feeling like this is, you know, something that they're getting ready to co-create, and it's not just going to be their own, you know, self against whatever, but they're going to, you know, find the support that they need along the way. And they're going to have the discernment that they need in order to, you know, take the inspired action, okay? So what else do we need to know right now? Oh, got the Emperor coming out. Okay. So yeah, somebody has, you know, you're going to be taking authority within the actions that you know that you're meant to, that you've been guided towards. You're looking at things from more innocent perspective and, you know, that pure type of outlook instead of, you're, you know, wanting to preserve purity. And you're using your discernment to create the balance and the temperature of, you know, the environment that you're, you know, making these changes for. So it's like you're really kind of knowing what it is that you're wanting to pour into a situation in order to create the change. And this is, you know, purposeful action that you're taking right here. With the Nine of Pentacles, you're going to be coming into a position where you're truly content with the, you know, position you're in, where you're, you know, mastered yourself, leveled up, put in a lot of different aspects of, you know, different types of work. What it is you're putting out there, you're also receiving back. Like there's going to be a true contentment within, you know, what you yourself are bringing into the world. And once this is expanded upon, you know, when it's not just something that you're doing individually, this is going to be a wish come true, okay? And you're going to start to see different aspects of your plans coming to fruition in, you know, in the real time in your world, okay? And there's going to be a stability within the work that you've done that's also going to give you the motivation to continue and to move farther. Okay, wait a second. All right. You're no longer going to be open to situations that are not in alignment with, you know, what it is that you're trying to create and form. And you have a true awareness of what you're trying to put out there into the world and what it is that you're wanting to receive. Also, you could be coming into a position with, you know, really having a wish come true when it comes to your emotional expression. You could have been feeling stagnant or bored or, you know, withdrawn or in a position of lack before you had made these changes for yourself. But with the alterations and shifts, you're going to be coming to a position, like I said, with the Nine of Pentacles as well. You're going to just have a true sense of contentment with the position you're embodying, or like, you know, grounding into, okay? All right, wow. And you'll be, you know, getting, and you'll be having the reciprocal expression that you've been desiring of. You know, you're going to be able to, you know, do a service and receive the appreciation, and vice versa. You'll have an appreciation for other, you know, situations that come at you, and you're really going to be moving forward towards, you know, a peaceful community dynamic and a contented home life, where you can feel, fulfilled with the work that you've done and the life that you've formed for yourself. King of Wands, the Lovers. All right. And apparently you could also be, you know, kind of holding on. You could be holding this vision in a way where you're bringing this to fruition, and having a sense of true contentment with the elevations or the progress that you've made. And you could be coming into a position where you know exactly what it is that you're wanting to, you know, put the efforts in towards foundationally. You could recognize that you could have that appreciation for following your intuition and not subjecting yourself to of false starts based on the anxiety that you're facing, you know. So you could kind of come to a position where you can have a sense of security within the choice that you've made, and know that you know, that you are stepping into alignment and maintaining that for yourself. Okay. All right. There could have been a lot of stuff that you've been learning and not really taking action with, but you're getting to a position where you are aligning with your higher self, and with the clarity and the truth that you also, you know, previously had been disregarding, you know. So that you had, you know, within you, that you've been navigating around with, you know, like this new lifestyle that you're embracing. You're going to have a sense of contentment within, you know, truly aligning with that choice. Okay. And also you're going to be feeling secure with the position you're in, and how you've kind of, you know, blocked different oppositional forces and stayed true to yourself. Okay, we got the Two of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. You are recognizing the worth and the value when it comes to true trustworthy and reliable connection, and you could be forming friendships and relationships with truly aligned and compatible partners. Okay, and this is going to be able to give you the security that you need in order to continue on the path that you're meant to go, and, you know, continue utilizing your willpower for these changes. Okay, but we got, you know, there could be certain unhealthy or toxic, you know, situations that you're, you know, obviously when you are making major shifts in your life, and if you are in a position of authority, you know, kind of making those changes, you could be met with a lot of different difficulties that come your way, but you also could be coming into a position of security within your choices, and you could be recognizing that these upheavals and shifts that are occurring that could be difficult or, you know, uncomfortable to deal with are actually what are even more so motivating you, because you know that it's something that's restricting you from wanting to for being able to make the change and the shift that you're needing to. So with the Eight of Swords and the Fool, it's, you know, these things are wanting to stop you from that fresh start and that new beginning, and taking the leap of faith in the direction that you had envisioned for yourself. So you could be coming into this awareness where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to let that hold me back. I'm aware of this, and I know that there's importance in, you know, the actions that I'm taking. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. So you're going to have a true sense of purpose within the choices that you're becoming aware of, and you're going to be kind of surrendering yourself into a position where you've looked at things from all different angles and you're ready to move forward with your plans. Okay. Ooh, and we got the World right here. So you're going to be stepping into this new beginning. There could be different challenges and competition in different ways for who's going to be in charge, or, you know, have the final say or upper hand, but you'll be coming into a position of success and victory. You are ready. You've been able to, you know, navigate your way through illusionary aspects, and you're coming into a positive position when it comes to the pain and the deception, and there's like a a greater importance within your long-term goals that you have in mind, that those situations that you're, you know, coming up against don't have the same sense of importance or precedence that they may have previously. And you could be coming to a position where, you know, you're going to be having to be faced with a difficult decision. But, you know, when you take action, you're going to be gaining the strength that you need in order to create the healing that you're desiring of, and have an emotional fulfillment where you can feel content with having had, wow, followed your heart, and you're going to be, wow. We got the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Justice card right here. So, and then the Moon. So there are certain fearful aspects, but, you know, following your heart, you're going to be led to a new emotionally abundant expression or lifestyle, new loving relationships, and it's going to be bringing the justice, that's the true justice that's meant to come in and balance things in your life, and bring the clarity when it comes to the fearful different situation, you know, fear within the situations that you've been facing. And you're going to be able to know that you can have a sense of contentment or resolve with the actions that you know that you're meant to take, that it's meaningful. Okay. This has been a major transformation that you've gone through. You've created, it could have been a lot of slow growth, but you've created the balance that you're desiring of. And now you can come into this position, this new opportunity, new abundant opportunity for yourself, and really know what it is that you're bringing into the world with intention, that you can feel confident with, and, you know, uplifted, knowing that you are making major changes, and it's elevating not only your life, but the lives of others around you. So, wow, that is definitely not a normal reading. So, wow. If you're seeing this, then you got some important, you know, thinking to do, apparently. But it seems that you could be making, you know, aligned decisions once you give yourself the chance to. And, you know, there could be difficulty along the way. But when you know that you are following divine guidance, you are also in alignment. You know, it's like my Father's kingdom has many rooms. Wherever you go, you are with him, you know. So, you know, as you're walking with God, you're with God. And you can have the confidence within that knowledge that, you know, where you're being led, you will be succeeding, you know. So my value is limitless, just as I am limitless. So keep that in mind for yourself, and know that you're being led towards, you know, success and victory, even if you might not see it right now. So, let me see. Anything else? Just this one's kind of getting my attention. So let's see what it says. Follow your desires. Love yourself first. Go with the flow. We got true love too. So you could be having, you know, desired romantic connections coming in as well. Whoop. Okay, follow your desires. Love yourself first. You are here for the long haul. You got true love. Like I said, you could be a healer, psychic, or intuitive. You got true love coming. You could be a workaholic. But you're dealing with some toxicity and underhanded behavior with people who, you know, what is it? Win at all costs, or try to win at all costs, okay? But you are being supported by the universe. You're chosen and protected, so you can have a sense of rest and relaxation within that awareness, and allow yourself to recharge and get ready to present yourself for the next challenge, possibly. Okay, be grateful, feel blessed, follow your guidance. You know, you could be being paid attention to, watched over, protected, or, you know, others' eyes are on you when it comes to what it is that, you know, you are creating at this time, what you're bringing into the world. So you might need to be making good choices. Hone your skills, master your craft, protect your energy. Okay, let's see, what else do we need to know? Get back into nature. That could be helpful when you feel a little out of sorts, or feel a little like lack of emotion or, you know, connection or something. Getting back into nature kind of creates that renewal of your energy that you could be desiring of. Okay, you have a quick change coming in, so you need to hold on to your hats. Excuse me, confirmation. Be willing to compromise only towards the highest good. Remember who you are. Take the plunge. Okay, you could have music speaking to you and bringing a sense of healing into your life. It could be bringing in different viewpoints and alternate perspectives. And you could be realizing that holding on to something, sometimes holding on to something more. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm skipping through. Sometimes holding on hurts more than letting go, okay? So you could be kind of coming into recognition of different things that are not really for your good. And instead of just trying to maintain the status quo, you might need to release. Okay, you have some type of, you could be a true friend, or you could have a true friend coming in. Okay, you need to make sure that you focus on studying, researching, and learning. You know, whatever it is that you're guided towards. You have a destined encounter that is fated. You could be going into overtime in some type of situation, and you just need to maintain your position. Be willing to receive assistance. Okay, energy is about give and take. And also pay attention, though, apparently, to manipulative behavior. You could be coming into a situation where you're able to break down the manipulation in the situation and recognize the shifts that are needing to occur. Okay. You could also be recognizing different manipulative tactics that are going on, and you are questioning if this is what you want representing you, you know. So, yeah, you could be kind of coming to greater awarenesses of what you want your environment to consist of. And it says, respect the beginning of a relationship, support the middle, and there won't be an end. Okay, so you could be wanting to really create a more loving environment for not only yourself but others, and, you know, initiate towards a situation that is, you know, going to be something that's long-term and meaningful. Okay, not only for you but for others. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to read these, pull one more, and then we're going to go. But you are winning. Okay, you're graced with abundance at this point. Okay, you might be needing to recognize the precious aspect of life. Show others the care and the love that you have for them right now. Release yourself from karmic twins and false twin flames, or karmic partners, I guess. And there could be something that you are either learning from or paying attention to, or creating new awareness or something like that. But we got movies, film, photography, so there could be certain things that you could be seeing from a different perspective and getting a greater awareness with. Okay, you will overcome. You have the power. Okay, if you have to question somebody's loyalty, you might be already knowing enough. There could be a situation where you're, dealing with envy or spite, and you need to let it be. Ask for a second opinion instead of taking action with somebody's kind of malintent, right? Focus on what goes into your body. So pay attention to, what you're allowing others to even offer you in a certain way as well. Be healthy, stay positive, and beware of the signs that are being presented to you. Okay, you could be having numbers, animals, feathers, coins. What else does it say? Plants, music. Okay, what else do we need to know? This will be the last little bit. Oh! Okay. Alright, we got, you could be coming into a new group dynamic, and your ancestors are walking beside you. You are protected. Okay, you could be realigning karma, or balancing out karma right now, and there's a need for you to take your own path. It says, if things aren't working, don't force it, go with the flow. Assist others and when able, but don't be a doormat. and you are a masterpiece in progress right now. Okay, let go of the difficulties and let God. Okay, just keep going. You only have a few more steps, and you have blessed endings and new beginnings coming to you. So cool. See, oh, look at these cards want to show up. We got, there could be people who are addicted or not regulated, and if you have a situation where it's not vibing, you need to move on. Trust is earned, and you could be in a position where you've had to just put that out there, and you know, you're like, how am I supposed to trust these people when they can't even trust their own behavior or something like that, you know? So you could be having a hard time staying in the same status quo situation that you'd been in, okay? And there's a need for you to make a decision when it comes to prideful people and close out the cycle, okay? Everything, wait, let me see what this noise is. Okay, it's like, it just got like super loud outside, so I'm like, what is happening? Sirens, but it's not, it's a movie and a loud motorcycle or something. But we got everything you've manifested is within grasp, okay? You need to stand tall and know yourself. Let's see. Beware of overly friendly people. There could be an alternative agenda. You need to go with the flow that you're being guided on. Be the light. Keep in mind what is truly fake and truly real in your life, okay? And know that the different difficulties that you've gone through were in order to give you the strength that you're needing in order to move forward, you know, with the goals that you have. It says, don't let others' instability shake your foundation, okay? Conserve your resources and energy. And you have some new type of financial opportunities that is going to bring in a lot of success into your life, okay? I don't really like leaving it on there, but I guess it kind of is like, seemed like a career reading in the first place. So maybe you're going to be making the switch. That could have been something that you're like, I don't know, I don't know how I'm going to handle this if I make these changes. But if you continue moving forward, you could be coming into a position where whatever those concerns are end up taking care of themselves. So if you're seeing this message, I hope I could have helped in some way to assist you with your decision, but it seems that you are definitely coming into a position of importance for not only yourself, but others. And so stand strong, okay? And it's appreciated, you know, if you're really coming into alignment with, you know, God and, you know, your higher self, then this could only really be beneficial for not only you, but everyone as well. So high five. All right, see you later.